Hey YouTube, it's Josh. So I am back, and this time I am in Iceland in the hopes of capturing the Northern Lights and also to undertake some landscape photography and to see incredible views like this one. So let's hope we'll see more in our visit around Iceland this time.
Alright then guys, so I've now made it to the coach station, so now to catch the coach off to the airport. I'm back on a plane! It's literally been 2 years since this moment, so this is massive for me. And we've got a window seat as well, so it's very exciting. Well, hey, we made it to Iceland. Only problem is I've put too many layers on and I'm absolutely boiling up right now, but it's cloudy. Just to grab the rental car now and we're good to go.
And then this happened. So guys, I'm in a location which, for obvious reasons, I'm not even going to try and pronounce. So here it is on the video description. And so last night I had a bit of a situation. As soon as I touched down, my phone cable actually died, but luckily we managed to get that all sorted. And so this morning I've literally headed back to Reykjavik, and we're literally heading back to the cabin and then heading on to other locations. And it's snowing as well. Honestly guys, I'd waited to go back to Iceland in so long just to see landscapes like this again. Okay, and this is my bad boy which I'm driving around Iceland in, which is a Dacia Duster 4-wheel drive. And certainly when you're here in Iceland during November and the winter months, you really need to have 4-wheel drive, because as you can see, this is nothing. It can get very, very heavy snow here, very cold conditions as well. So you want to make sure you have one of these when driving around Iceland. To the cabin. This is so, and this sticks. They've even got little Christmas trees growing on the side. It's so cool. And look at this, you've got your own natural steps with tree roots. It is so pretty. There's my front door, hello. And look at this. Oh my god. It actually feels like a bit of a dream. That is absolutely jaw-dropping. But of course, this cabin has its own back garden. The best thing about the place. It's a bit slippery, so you have to sort of mind where you're going. It's actually unbelievable. Look at that. Best thing about it, listen. Intensive therapy induction almost complete. Right then guys, don't mind me whilst I have a little bit of lunch, but I've literally come back into the cabin and it's only decided to snow and it's literally just come in over the lake as well. Yeah, really stunning. So in terms of what we're going to plan on doing this week then, we're hoping to capture the Northern Lights. When I captured the Northern Lights last time, that was back in 2017, and it was absolutely stunning. So I'm hoping we'll get the same again, but we'll see if that's the case or not. But otherwise guys, the plan is next, we're going to go to a location called, and we're going to have a try and look at some of the tectonic plates which are here in Iceland. It's the division between the Eurasian and the North American plates. So straight afterwards, I got my snow boots on and headed out to Vandermeer.
which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And what I didn't realise is when I'm parked up here, literally on the ridge, that we are actually on the edge of the tectonic plate. So this is where I'm parked, highlighted in red. But the idea is to walk up just a little bit, where you actually get to walk across the tectonic plate. Literally to be in between the Eurasian and the North America plate. That's pretty cool, huh? Well, there we go. It isn't every day that you walk through two tectonic plates, is it? European and American tectonic plates. It's pretty cool.
So the skies were darkening and I headed back to prepare for the Northern Lights. Right, okay then guys, so I've made it back to the cabin just to do a little bit of research before heading out tonight. So tonight's my first attempt of trying to photograph the Northern Lights again from Iceland, and so I just thought it'd be nice to do a little bit of documentation about this. But the problem is, because it's so elusive, means it's very hard to predict. Sometimes it will show, sometimes it's not. But the one thing I've learned from being an astronomer over the years is that you must have faith, and also, if you're never going to try, you're never going to win. And so really, it's down to chance. I always look to a really useful resource, which is the NOAA Space Weather Center report for the Northern Lights. I'll include a link for that in the description below. So basically, it is a representation of how active the Northern Lights will be for that night. It doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to get an opportunity to see the Northern Lights, but that combined with clear skies is another thing. Which leads me on to my next point, which is you need a clear sky like anything else in the world of astronomy to see the Northern Lights. Tonight we've got an interesting situation literally in the south of Iceland, where we're predicted for about 0 to 20% cloud coverage. So I'm just keeping an eye on that forecast as well, and really hope for the best.
Right, okay, so one way for me to sort of deal with any sort of stressful situation is to literally document it as well. So I am in the car right now and we have got heavy snow. Take a look at this. So I know it's a bit steamy, but I've got snow on the glass. You can see a bit there, but look. This is going to be my first encounter. I think I'm going to have to take it steady on the road.
So after battling roads covered with heavy snow and massive HGV trucks, I saw this view, the gap in the clouds, and a view heavily nostalgic to me. Just to see the Northern Lights above you looking like piano keyboards in the sky, it was a view that I waited to see in a long, long time.
Woohoo! Here we go then guys, so the Northern Lights from Iceland. But as you can see, they're not very active tonight. The reasons for this can be so many different things. The Earth's magnetic field, energy from the sun, all sorts of things. So as you just saw just there, yes, I am on the edge of the main road. I wanted to park up sensibly and safely, so that's why I'm here at the minute. But the Northern Lights are visible. But the only problem now being is that we've got interference and light pollution from vehicles nearby. I want to get out of the way. But since I've been here, the energy of the lights itself has increased. I can see much more intense light. So I think now we need just to push back a little bit and get away from the city lights, because I'm based near towards the south of Iceland now, just south of Reykjavik. But just to prove to you guys that I have only gone and nailed the Northern Lights, yeah! Guys, just before I leave, I had to show you this. This only just showed up now. This is exactly how I witnessed it. Look, they're changing! towards the other side.
So as the Northern Lights continued to grow in activity, they very quickly dropped off, as you can see, and before that all the magnetic energy began to dissipate, but to see it like this on a cold, clear winter's night was spectacular.
So guys, I had to stop off here. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. Heading towards south of Iceland, towards Skogafoss. And look at that for a sunrise. Absolutely incredible.
So in this pursuit I headed to South Iceland in the search of waterfalls, and it was such a beautiful landscape looking around there. The sunlight was just peeking through, and eventually to make it to my first destination, to Skogafoss, one of Iceland's greatest waterfalls.
So we made it, guys. Made it to Skogafoss waterfall. But I tell you what, it is a slip and trip hazard, this one. Literally, trying to walk up to the waterfall is one of the hardest things I've done so far here in Iceland. Because you've got the spray at the foot of the falls, which has literally turned everything into black ice. So it's not very easy at all. So if I go quiet, that's the reason why. Alright then guys, so I've now made it to the small hamlet of Vik on Iceland, and it's so beautiful. I remember coming here years ago and seeing this incredible scene of the trolls and the elves out to sea. So it's real lovely to come back here as just doing a sweeping panorama. Look at that over there, that is just absolutely unbelievable. So what we're going to do now then is we're going to go back down to the beach. So here we go then guys, the last part of my trip into southern Iceland, which is coming to Vik. You know, I'm so glad I've been able to come here. The light is really atmospheric at the moment, and especially the rock structures out towards the ocean, absolutely stunning. So the trolls and the elves are putting on their display. But yeah, absolutely wonderful.
So after visiting Vik, I headed on to my final location of the day.
Okay then guys, so it's getting on a bit in the day now, but we have now reached Seldenfoss. So this is the next waterfall. Okay guys, so this is the situation. Basically it's got this bad. It is so cold that number one, the path is closed. Last time I did this walk, you're able to actually go around the waterfall, but the ice is so bad it's pretty much a slipping hazard. Number two, there is a little walkway up here. It is literally frozen over, so I think you can understand. Please forgive me, but I'm not risking my life for the sake of that. So I'm just walking through the streets of central Reykjavik. I thought, why not have a little wander around Reykjavik? If the weather isn't great for the Northern Lights, let's make best use of it in other ways. And all of the Christmas lights are up as well, which is really good fun. And just been into one of the most amazing fish restaurants. It is so tasty, but to be honest, I feel like I could blow up right now, where I'm just so full. So I'm trying to walk it off at the minute.
And before you knew it, it was day 3.
Alright then guys, so day number 3 in Iceland, and as you can see, I am at Geyser, one of the most geologically active regions in Iceland. We've got a little bit of rain today, so hence why I haven't got the camera equipment with me, but I thought as it's a quiet day before heading off for the Northern Lights tonight, or at least trying to see them, let's go out and see some cool sights whilst we're at it. The first signs of life. Eee, bubble pool! I think I'm just about to get ran over. These are an eye-opener, Iceland, look at that. Don't go and be off the point, because that's 80 to 100 degrees. This is so cool. It's bubbling away. Blub, blub, blub. Quite a funny atmosphere. I think that's just putting into perspective why everyone was waiting. It was the weirdest atmosphere, you know, all these people were just waiting in intense anticipation. Photographer guy over there. And then you have that thing show up behind you. Way! Yes! Wow! Wow! Well, that was more cool in more ways than one. So I thought I'd have another quick look around the park actually just before heading off for the tomato farm at Fridmaya for some tomato soup. I could risk literally steaming my phone up right now, but I really don't care. So this here, this particular geyser, is so warm, it feels like I'm right next to a radiator right now. It's so warm, I don't want to move. Tell you what guys, I've just been having a thought whilst walking on the way to the car for Geyser. And I think back to last year, and you think, you know, all those horrible moments we all went through, being shut up from the outside world, to wishing about places you could always travel to, and we're out the other side. We made it. It's unfortunately still out there, but you know, it just shows hold on to your dreams, because eventually they'll come round. I just had to document this because I made it to Friedheimer, this amazing like tomato greenhouse in the middle of nowhere. And next to a tomato plant, I'm about to have copious amounts of tomato soup and their bread. The next step of intensive therapy, part 2. Tomato soup. Made it. Honestly, this is intensive therapy gone into overdrive. So I've got my tomato soup, I've got my bread, and I must have some lettuce because it's so good. A little bit of butter, little cubes, your bread. This is a very serious part of this in Iceland. Butter is amazing. I need to get rid of cucumber salsa, sour cream. Above me, have some basil leaves. I waited this for 4 years. Cheers. Yum yum in my tummy. Just pulled over the side of the road. Look at that for a sunset. Take a look at the images now. An interesting situation, right? Just been to photograph the sunset, and it just appears that there's a whole convoy of cars wanting to do the same thing. Take a look. A little bit weird, but still this sunset's pretty cool. We'll see what happens on the drive back.
It was a stunning drive on back, and the skies were beginning to clear and everything was looking promising, so I got back to prepare for the Northern Lights again. So alright then guys, so we're back at the cabin and I'm just doing a little bit of preparation ahead of tonight. So very luckily in Iceland we have clear skies predicted for tonight, so if we're going to get any chance of seeing them, tonight is the night. We might have a chance tomorrow as well, but I just want to make best use of it whilst they're here. Absolutely fantastic, 0%. Just have an idea for the KP values, but I don't think it's going to be very strong. Well, anyway guys, I think really that's as much as we can do for now, but the fact we've got clear skies tonight, got KP values of 1 and 2, which means we're likely to see the lights from the north. It doesn't bother me as to how intense they are, it's just as long as we can see them, that'd be stunning. So I think I'll just round up everything here, get some fuel in the car, and I think we just head out and just have a look.
Okay, so here we go then guys, the Northern Lights from Iceland. I will be honest with you guys, as you can clearly see, they aren't very active right now. The geomagnetic force is encompassing the Arctic Circle at the moment, and so we can just see them on the edge of the horizon. But regardless, it's -4 degrees Celsius right now, and to be honest, I'm just glad to have seen them. So there they are, it's brilliant. So as you can see, the geomagnetic activity in Iceland is really low at the minute. So quite low on the horizon, and the KP level's quite low as well. But I've had a look and Saturday appears to be very good. So KP 4, which means we could well see the Northern Lights stretch way across. So we'll have to wait and see what happens then. But I think for now the lights have died down. So lights out, all out. Right, so good morning guys, so back in the cabin, just doing a very quick video on the phone. So yes, only a couple of hours sleep since last night's cascade with the Northern Lights. So now we're going to head to a place called Kurgafell, which is in the western parts of Iceland. Somewhere I've never been before, so a bit of an early start today, so I think we'll just hit the road. But I had to show you these views from the cabin first. Whilst it was a cold, clear night overlooking the mountains, it was absolutely magical, especially seeing the silhouettes of all those Nordic trees. Guys, I have just had to pull over. These clouds, honestly, they are stunning. Like, my phone isn't picking them up, but they're like multicolored. I'll grab a shot or two. These clouds are weird. Now, I know they're something of an astronomical phenomenon, but I'll be honest guys, I don't know too much about it, but I've seen these clouds in images like on Astronomy Photographer of the Year, the competition, so it'd be interesting to see what it is. But I've managed to get a location as well, so, you know, just so I know where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere at the minute, but absolutely fantastic. So here we go then guys, so we finally made it to Dury. This has been a photography location I've wanted to go to in such a long time, and I think it's, you know, not very hard to say as to why it's such a special place to come from a photographic perspective. Just the fact that you've got the natural formations behind you, you've literally got some beautiful waterfalls just to my left, and it's just absolutely stunning. Words can't describe it. So here we go, doing something I don't do very often, shooting with neutral density filters to capture long exposure photography of waterfalls. I'm going down the Reminisce road again, but this is just one of those moments to just absorb and take away with you. Dury, you did it. Right then guys, here we go. The end. This is the very western fringe of West Iceland, and I've just learned something really cool. So with my finger here, can you see the division here of the land, but also of the edge of the shoreline. That is literally the barrier for where a ship wall was raised at the time of settlement on Iceland. And the weirdest thing about it, over here, you can actually still see some of the drag lines on the surface of the rock where the actual ships were brought up here at the time of settlement. That is so cool. So I'm just so happy, you know, to be on the edge, but to learn some really cool local cultural history like that. It really comes to life. Look at this for a close encounter with Icelandic wildlife. Wow, look at that. What's this? You can walk up a volcano. I'm up there. Enchanting. Please note, an evening is under construction. Okay. So 1 minute I'm chasing northern lights. The next minute I'm inside of an extinct volcano. I'm on the walkway to hell.
So after my visit to West Iceland, I headed straight back in time for our next adventure.
Right then guys, so we're on our final full day in Iceland. So I'm here at the National Museum of Iceland. So I'm now going to go and do some whale watching, but I need to get to the harbour side. Oh yeah. Well, that was an interesting little drive on one of them scooter things. Anyways, just over there is my boat that, if we're lucky, will take us to go see whales. So here it is, time to board the boat.
On the upper deck of outside by the Iceland.
Alrighty then guys, so we're heading on back now, but we have just seen 2 dolphins, a mother and her calf, literally in the waters here. Absolutely great. Sunset over the ocean. We're just heading on back into Reykjavik now, and I've just done some research for tonight's Northern Lights forecast. We have got a very good prediction tonight of KP 4. It's the highest I've had since I've been here in Iceland, and we're meant to get some clear skies emanate due east. So we need to go back to Vladimir National Park to see it, but fingers crossed we'll get something.
But unfortunately guys, that was not the case, because the Northern Lights, the weather can always change, which was certainly the case this evening. So it was complete cloud cover for all of Iceland, with no attempt of seeing the Northern Lights, so we called it an early night.
Alright then guys, so we made it on the plane, so we're going home. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my social media channels to follow my latest work. And here's the clear skies and all the best. Thank you for watching.